Their 6-game win streak, which is the longest in the league, is now snapped. And not only that, the Texans win on the road. That's it. They beat Jacksonville. They beat the Titans. They're like, we're playing the division every week. Pretty good there. They were getting 10. You didn't need them. They went on the money line. The under came in. Look at there. Tyrod Taylor gave you a couple of rushing touchdowns, not much else. Ryan Tannehill threw it for over 300 yards, but 1 touchdown to 4 picks. That dog won't hunt in the rain. Ugh, it was sort of an ugly game all the way around fantasy-wise. All right, Jonathan Jones. On the level of surprises this year, where does the best team in football losing to the worst team in football at home rank, considering it's the Titans and the Texans?
You know, I'll stop you there because I always hate when people do this. Like, oh, I hear your question, but were they the best team in football? Are they? Do we know who the best team in football is?
They were the 1 seed coming in with the longest win streak.
Absolutely.
That's all I'll say.
And 7-0 against playoff teams from last year. Normally, that does mean best team in the NFL, right? And if I'm being a lawyer, oh, are they the best team? But 7-0 and beating the Bills and beating the Chiefs and continuing on and on winning games that we didn't think that they were going to win without Derrick Henry. It seems that it finally caught up to the Tennessee Titans. That's probably the easy way to go about this, where, you know, the running game, they were doing the best that they could, but it started to fall off a cliff here in the past couple of weeks. But they could still manage so long as Ryan Tannehill didn't turn the football over. Well, a multiple interception game, a game where a punt kicks off the hill of Chester Rogers and you gift the Texans the football right at the doorstep of the goal line. That's going to do it. That's going to do it no matter if you're playing the Houston Texans, no matter if you're playing the 2008 Detroit Lions, the 76 Buccaneers. Those things mean that the other team is going to win the football game. And so the Tennessee Titans, I still believe in the Tennessee Titans. I think that they're going to win the AFC South despite how great the Colts looked earlier today. And I think that maybe they could still be the 1 seed in the AFC. I don't think that this loss...
Certainly have an easy schedule.
They have the easiest schedule.
And so if I said to you, not who's going to the Super Bowl, but who do you think will be the 1 seed, even with today, would you say the Titans?
I would, because I would have said the Buffalo Bills, and we just saw what happened to the Buffalo Bills in Buffalo at Highmark Stadium. I think that the Chiefs are going to be the representative from the AFC for a 3rd consecutive year. Are they going to ultimately win enough games to get to that number 1 seed? I'm not entirely sure. I think the AFC West is still going to beat each other up, but I think the Chiefs will emerge from that division as the victors yet again. But if you ask me who's going to be the number 1 seed, who has the best odds for me in the AFC, I'd probably still say the Titans right now because of the ease of the rest of their schedule.
You know, I've sort of been like, I'm amazed that Coach Culley's winning any games. I think Houston's roster is terrible. I think it's terrible.
So is Detroit.
I get it. And they've won 2 games. That's why I'm like, good for you guys. You don't have DeAndre Swift on your team. You don't have Penei Sewell on your team. I mean, I actually think 1-53, Houston's probably the worst roster in the league, and they've been through a lot, and they got a rookie coach, and they've won twice. I think he's done a pretty good job.
I think that he has. They also have a very old roster. The fact that Danny Amendola is still out there and doing what he's doing is a credit to Danny Amendola, but you also have to look at what the sort of roster construction is. When they went into the season, they were top 3 in terms of age, average age along that roster. That's old for a team that isn't going anywhere in 2021. I question that. The fact that they are able to pull off these wins, EK, I agree with you. I think that that is fairly impressive for a Houston Texans team. And moving forward, does that help this team? Sure. It gives David Culley something to grow off of. It gives some of the young guys on this team, however many young guys they have, something to learn from moving into the final quarter of the season with this 17-game schedule.
All right, so Tennessee Titans, they got to think of themselves, we thought we were on cruise control, and then we just had the biggest stumble you could possibly have, losing at home to the Houston Texans. It's now wide open in the AFC.